My name is Margo Pignataro. I'm the managing director of the Berklee Global Jazz Institute. And I would like, before we start, to pay homage and thank some of the people that have been working so hard for this event to happen. And starting with our former dean, Camille Colatosti, that's now there. Please bring a round of applause for Camille. She's been amazing in all these years, and we certainly miss her. In case you see us, Camille, we would like to thank the dean, Ron Savage, and Rom Lango. Please a big acknowledgement to them as well. And we also would like to thank our artistic director, Danilo Perez. The people that, without them, all of this would not really be possible, though. Our true person, first of all, Mary McClory, which worked so hard. And Ray Soul, where is Ray? Ray, thank you. So the format for this is that the student will present the work for about 20 minutes. When the 5 minutes from the end, Ray will kind of make a sign, so you know. And then after, we have a committee that will ask question or do comment for the second part of the presentation. We would like to welcome our first student today. Her name is Yumi Kim. Please clap for Yumi Kim. Yumi Kim is a pianist and composer from Seoul, South Korea. She majored in jazz performance at the Seoul Jazz Academy, and as a Berklee undergraduate, she was awarded the Berklee Achievement Scholarship while studying with Joan Braquin and many other, artists. She performed at the Dominican Republic Jazz Festival in 2017 with the Global Jazz Institute, and asked her as a band leader in South Korea and the United States. As part of a Yumi committee, we would like to welcome Professor Lefteris Cordis and Professor John Lockwood. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yumi Kim. I'm very happy to be here to present my Culminating Experience project named My Dear Thelonious. The purpose of this project, my project, is to dedicate Thelonious Monk with my compositions and arrangements inspired by Thelonious Monk. For introduction this presentation, I want to show you a short movie that I made with some clips from one of his famous documentary, Straight No Chaser, overlaying my 6 recordings. Let's watch it. Thank you. First of all, I would like to present why I dedicate Monk. Thelonious Monk has been quoted as saying, "A genius is one who is the most like himself." By the standard, Monk was an undisputed genius. He is equivalent like a Beethoven to a classical music, Mozart to a classical music, and Monk to jazz. As I continue to listen, I begin to realize that his I began to realize his true genius. He was a master of rhythm and created his own sound and voice on the piano. He was completely different from the giants of his generation, and the hit that he took for being so different at the time. He didn't follow the rules, and that's what made him so unique. I think it was so courageous to write like that. Critics didn't get him at all until later on in his life, but musicians definitely got him. So I can safely say it would be impossible to be a jazz pianist and not be influenced in some way by Thelonious Monk. I would say that Monk has had the greatest influence on me, and hearing his pieces so many times had a great impact on me and inspired me to write my own pieces. It was Monk's 100th birthday last year, so that I wanted to dedicate when I joined Global last year, and I started to see connection the way I approach him. Second of all, I would like to say what am I was influenced by him. I realized that playing and improvising over his music required a different approach and more connected with the written material and with the melody and rhythm of the song. But while I fell in love with his compositions from the beginning, it took me a little longer to appreciate his playing, because I came from the classical world and I felt attracted either to really fluent bop players like Wynton Kelly or Red Garland, or to players like Bill Evans, Herbie Hancock, Red Meadow. So I guess it was easier for me to understand their playing because it is more connected with the way of playing in classical music. It was when I started appreciating jazz in a deeper way, and when I heard his solo piano record, that I fell in love with Thelonious' playing. His way of playing solo piano was simple, but at the same time super sophisticated in his voicings and lines, and so swinging, giving to every note so much meaning and weight. With an almost non-existent use of sostenuto pedal, made this album one of my favorite solo piano albums ever. And Monk taught me to groove, bounce, understand space, be patient, sometimes be mysterious, but most of all, to be joyful. So I will present my approach that is influenced by Monk. Now I try to translate to my music his search for the unexpected, his unique approach to improvisation and composition, his search for new sounds and intricate rhythms while keeping cantabile melodies not just imitating Monk's style. His approach has encouraged me to take my own music out of my voice. I do not aim to recreate what he has done, but to use his music as inspiration to help find my own voice and expression. Monk's uncompromising dedication to his own art also serves as a great model for a life in music well spent. So these are the track listing that I recorded, and now I'm playing some of these for you, and this is one of my original called My Thelonious. Thank you. And next, this is one of my arrangement, Ask Me Now by Monk. I had wanted to understand world music or African rhythm, so I checked different point of views and how his music connects to this kind of music. So, especially Danilo Perez, Peritucci, and Terry Lin coached me a lot in the middle of processing this work. So I arranged it like 10-4, which is big 5-4, with clave that sounds like I've been hearing in the global, and I will I will clap this clave for you now. One, one, two, three, four, five, and that. Da, 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 da. So I will play for. Oops. I'm sorry. Mm. Oh, yeah. Thank you. And the next, this is my another arrangement, I Mean You, by Thelonious Monk. When I listen one of his tunes, Straight No Chaser, this arranging idea just came up that is singing around the melody with other instruments each other in the A section. And in the B section, I've used another idea that combined Bridges melody with one of my favorite his tune, Crepuscule with Nelly. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. And this photo is by taken from my videographer while we were recording. And then finally, I would like to convey my thankful heart to these fantastic friends Henry Bill on bass, and Dan Albert on alto sax, Chase Cashel on drums, and Alex Rodriguez on engineering, and my advisor, Marco. And my committees, John Lagood and Lev Terris. And my eternal mentor, Daniel Perez. Besides all of global families and my families in my country, friends, friends who always supporting me, and thank you for hearing my presentation.
Thank you, Yumi. Wonderful job. Another, please, warm applause for Yumi. All right, so now is the part of the question from the panel. We have Carl Riley. Please clap for Carl Riley. And Mr. Bruno Robert with us. And Maestro Danilo Perez. John Lockwood. And Lefteris Cordis. Who would like to start? Any comment, John? Okay.
Yeah, Yumi, I really loved your presentation. It was, the compositions that you did of yours was great.
Thank you.
I thought your arrangements were wonderful because they were different, you know, they were original, and yet you're still drawing off his music. Everything was really clear. But a question for you, when did you first get to hear Monk? When was the first time you heard anything, where it happened? And I know you said you weren't attracted to his playing right away, but you were attracted to his tunes. How long did it take you to realize how great he was? Because the same thing happened to me. You know, when I first heard Thelonious, I was looking at it from a different angle. And then one night I was playing a horrible gig, and they used to have these marathons of all these different people. Mm-hmm. And we went out to the car, and this marathon happened to be going on, and suddenly it hit me like a sucker punch. You know, it just came out of the blue how great he was.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it was the same effect for you.
Um,
Do you understand?
yeah. When I was in 16 or 17, when I was in high school, it was the first time to listen his song Blue Monk on the radio accidentally, and at the time I had no many interest because I don't know, I couldn't appreciate him and his music, but I just felt like it was simple and the melody was so funny. But now I love that tune a lot. And what was second question? Sorry.
Well, how long did it take to really appreciate his playing? How many years, say, or after you said you first heard him at 16?
Yeah. How long did I listen?
No, how long did it take for you to really appreciate his playing, to where you realized what a genius he was?
Yeah. I'm sorry, could you say a little slowly?
Okay. So, because you said you were first attracted to his tunes, right?
Yeah.
And then, but at his playing you weren't, because you were coming more from a classical background.
Okay,
So
I got
I'm
it.
wondering, because I had the same feeling with it, so I'm wondering if it was similar.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I intended to record like this style because as I sing, I didn't want to imitate him, and I just want to tribute him with my voice, just inspired his energy and his spirit, his vibe. Yeah, that's it.
Cool, very good.
Thank you.
Someone.
Uh, Thank you, Yumi. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Truly inspiring. What first comes to mind, after seeing and hearing all this, is the word brave, and I feel like Thelonious Monk was very brave.
Yeah.
It says right there, I say, play your own way. Don't play what the public want. And to do that, you have to have a lot of guts, be really brave.
Yeah.
And I feel like you are also very brave the way you put this thing together.
Thank you.
Because you're taking a lot of chances, and it sounds amazing. Yeah, I can't wait to hear the whole thing, the whole tunes and everything like that. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Beautiful playing, beautiful study of Monk. You went very deeply into that. My question, though, you talked about how Monk has influenced you musically, but I wonder, going this deep into the study of someone like Monk, how did it affect you personally, and even philosophically? Philosophically, how did it influence you personally, and the way that you approach not just music but approach life?
Yes. Yeah. For while studying this project, I think I got to know him little, not perfectly, but I feel like he's really brave because he didn't follow other sounds that people think it's really popular. But he really believed his own voice and his real music. I think so. I'm really respectful that part of his personality, and I think he's not really rude or really competitive with other players, like music is fighting, something like this. I don't know, I just felt like that from him.
And did that change you?
Yeah, sure.
How? If you
My mind changed, like every music is so beautiful, and every music is so respectful, even though it's not it even though it's just children's song or other religion song, whatever. Every music is so beautiful and challenging for every people. I think so. I learn from him about it.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Yumi, congratulations.
I
So proud of
thank
hearing
you.
this complete work. I have a curiosity as a pianist coming from a classical background.
Yeah.
What's some of the adjustment that you have to make as far as the sound production and concept of playing the piano, if that affected you? Like, what's some of the things you have to do different to create? Because I love these sounds you got out of you really went deep into creating the whole sound spectrum.
Yeah.
I'd like to know how some of the technical aspect, how to produce that in the instrument that you have to change from your original background, classical music.
So you mean how I applied?
Like
My-
how do you produce that sound? I'm interested in know what adjustment you have to work on it.
I thought my background from classical world or my country's folk music is already observed in my body, in my everything. So I actually, honestly, I didn't try to do um, combine with my things like that, because I believe that it will gonna be observed naturally with his thing that I learned. Do you understand? Yeah.
I got one more question, Yumi. I
Yeah.
could, you don't sound like Monk to me, but I can feel his spirit in you. So I think that's where it's really affected you. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So you're kind of continuing his spirit, which is great.
Oh, thank you very much.
Quick question: what are you planning on doing further with this project in terms of presenting it in different places or something like that?
With this project,
Yeah.
actually, I'm thinking of a next project, but with this project, I really, if I have any opportunity, I wanna release my own album with this motif. But now I'm trying to play more and compose more, because my composition was just two. So I think I'm gonna work more with his spirit.
Yeah, I think you should plan on doing this presentation. So I think it would be great for a lot of people in schools and universities and places like
you.
that, because you have a lot to share.
Yeah,
So continue the same project also.
thank you.
Lefteris, you would like to say?
Yumi, congratulations.
Thank
Very
you.
interesting project. Great playing, great compositions. But above all, I noticed that you have a great ability to synthesize, to combine elements from Monk's music, from ideas you learn from Danilo, the claves,
Yeah.
ideas at the global with also other teachers. And you mentioned about your folk music at some point, a minute ago.
Yeah.
So I would be curious to hear or see if you would consider combining elements from your native Korean folk music into your own personal language at some point. That's my first question. Second question is also if you plan to combine any ideas that you were exposed to while at the Global Jazz Institute, for example, the social service you did, and if you can find a connection to incorporate that into your future projects. Again, congratulations. Very interesting project, and as I said, very interesting way of synthesizing, of combining together elements. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lefteris. Yumi, as a way of concluding your presentation, I would like to point two things about your work as your advisor this semester. I want to congratulate you. You had such a clear vision of this project from the beginning. You were very clear of what you wanted to do and worked really steadily on it. You had no doubts, and I really enjoy see the clarity in you. And also, I have to congratulate you again. I know I did it last week to put together such a good presentation in English. I know this is being a challenge of yours, and I can really, really see how much you work on that. So congratulations on your project. Thank you. Please stay for our next presentation, an amazing presentation by Tyrone Allen in 5-10 minutes. Thank you.